What's up, guys? This is Crypto James talking to you today about Iost. Iost has been around for a long damn time, but they are growing really well. And over the past couple of years, they've really pushed and developed. I think there are real gains to be had here, and there is potential for this to break its previous all-time high, and I'll explain why in this vid. Also, there's actually a pretty damn good article from Bloomberg that I want to cover, talking about how banks are probably going to win the race for crypto custody, which, you know, I've always thought was the case, and they make a good case for it. So we'll take a look at that, because it has relevancy towards the holding of funds on exchanges as well. But before I get into all of that, guys, if you are new to the channel, these are the first 26 coins I spoke about on this channel. They're also the first 26 coins I owned when I made this channel. Had you put in just $100 into each of these coins when I released the videos about them, and you were still holding them all, you never sold them, you did every single possible thing wrong as an investor, and you just rode your investments down into a recession. If you sold them today, you would still be able to bank 16 grand, and that's when you've done everything wrong. So 16 grand profit from a $2,600 investment. That's not too bad. But if you'd sold all these coins when the markets were just running rampant in 2021, like I did, $100 into each, just $100 into each, could have netted you a profit of 123 grand. Huge difference between doing the right and the wrong thing. Now, as I said, I sold all these off. They're not what I own, but if you want to see my current holdings, my portfolio, you can do. You just have to go to copymycrypto.com. On the site, I share my portfolio. I give the members real-time updates anytime I buy or sell any coin. We release videos every day talking about the markets. We've had pinpoint accuracy on them for months and months and months now. We also have tutorials set up for beginners. If you're beginning in crypto, these tutorials are exactly what you need to guide you on your journey and get you started. The same ones I send friends and family. And then on top of that, guys, we have a history of success on this site and this channel. We've called big winners on both. Phantom leads the way in that. Phantom went up 677 times from when I called it the best crypto investment of 2020. And I recommend go through your favorite crypto YouTubers and search Phantom. No one was talking about Phantom in 2020, let alone saying 100x. I will find another Phantom, and when I do, I'm not going to create a course like I did last time. I'm simply going to go onto my site and tell the members about the coin, the gains I think it can have, and the percentage of my money I'm putting in. And if they want to copy along, they can. If that interests you, if you want to find the next big gainer without having to do the 10, 15, 20,000 hours worth of research, go read the site now, and remember that everything you read, you can verify on this channel's history. So Iost, this is the long-term chart. So technically long-term chart's in a downtrend. That's worth noting, because if a long-term chart's in a downtrend, it's very hard for it to break and create a new all-time high. We do have to bear that in mind. It peaked out last year at like 8 cents, or 2021, 8 cents. So Iost describes itself as an ultra-fast, fully fledged, decentralized blockchain network and ecosystem with its own nodes, wallets, and is based on the next generation consensus protocol they've dubbed proof of believability. So it's different to your proof of stake, it's different to your proof of work. Project was launched in January of 2018, which was literally the peak of the 2017-2018 cycle. Before then, we saw this huge couple year capitulation. The team had founded a ton of tech startups in both the US and China. During university days, Jimmy Zong, who is one of the founders, sold his first company for $40 million during university. That's not bad, is it? In a market which was a marketplace where students could exchange class notes. It's quite clever. After that, he returned to Beijing and co-founded Iost, among other projects. Terrence Wang was an Uber software engineer who got a master's in computer science from Princeton. It's a good sign. Justin Lee was an investment banking associate at Goldman Sachs and a data scientist at Mobike. He has a degree in applied mathematics and computer science. He was also co-founder at EtherCap while he received his degree in computer science. And you've also got Ray Zhao, who co-founded Dora alongside Jimmy Zhong and Sa Wang. I'm going to be butchering names, I can only apologize. Which is an AI company focused on intelligent kiosks. They've got a hell of a history as entrepreneurs, for sure. I mean, hell, I don't know many stories of university graduates, or not even university graduates, university students selling a company for $40 million. That's pretty damn good. So Iost uses something called proof of believability, which ensures transactions on the network are secure and efficient. The biggest challenge that Iost aims to fix is to resolve centers on how big companies may not be able to embrace blockchains in a customer-facing environment unless they're hugely scalable. So that's what they've been working on, is creating this network that's immensely scalable. And they claim that they can process up to 100,000 transactions per second, which when you compare that against Ethereum's 20, or Tron's 2,000, or Eost's 4,000, that's bloody good. Now combine that with the fact that they've created, a crypto that over the past few years has grown like wildfire. There's a lot to be excited about. There is one concern with their whole, they want to launch a decentralized algorithmic stablecoin. Anytime I see algorithmic stablecoin these days, I'm like, there's always a worry there. So the proof of believability consensus tackles the scalability dilemma once and for all. They believe that they can continue to grow that scalability and exceed 100,000 transactions per second. If they can, this puts it as one of the best, fastest networks around. They host over 400 nodes across 20 countries, as well as having 500,000 global users. Also, it's gas-free transactions, so that's always nice, particularly for your retail investors, because retail investors, got a lot of retail investors were priced out of doing swaps on Uniswap a couple of years ago because the fees were so astronomical, and that often ends up being the case. And just because of Ethereum's move to proof of stake, there's no evidence that we're going to see nice low transaction fees on Ethereum. Don't be surprised if the next bull cycle, we're still seeing those days where it's $1,000 to do a transaction, those crazy moments. So Iost has real appeal for a retail investor who's not going to, if you've only got $100, you don't want to be spending 20 or 30 or 40 on a transaction. So Iost doesn't have that, so there's a big appeal there. What's also particularly good about this is fundamentally, they continue to update their roadmap. They are consistently open in terms of communication with their community. They hit their roadmap targets in good time constantly. And their ecosystem is really starting to get rolling, and has been for the past couple of years. So even like this quarter, they're launching a new round of contribution rewards to foster the construction of the Iost ecosystem. And when you start seeing it in real time, when you're looking at what they've got up and running, as obviously they've got their nodes and their staking nodes. They've got some NFTs as well, but the DeFi network on Iost has grown really nicely. You've got some nice dexes knocking about on Iost. You've got some nice yield farming tools on Iost. It's also partnered with your Polkadots as well. It's already looking in a good position. As I said, you've got a couple of dexes here, and they work very, very smoothly. They're also partnered with your sort of Amazon Web Services, which is always a good sign. And there's a number of different wallets that can be utilized. You've got the iWallet for the PC and Jetstream, which is a Chrome extension as well. And then there's a range of different mobile wallets. It's also listed on pretty much every exchange going. I think the only one that isn't on at this moment in time is Coinbase. I'll double check that on CoinMarketCap. Let's have a little look. Binance, KuCoin, Gate. Yeah, so it's only Coinbase. Literally last one left for it to land on. So if it does land on Coinbase, or when it does, because let's be honest, Coinbase inevitably will start growing their offerings, and you know the tokens are going to be traded. When Iost lands on it, it's going to have the Coinbase bounce. So it's going to do well on that regard. Now, fundamentally, what I like is the growth. I like the fact that they're putting funds aside to ensure that they can really grow this ecosystem. And that really is important because growth is going to be what drives retail. You know, you get a quality project that lands on Iost, retail will start flocking. And you know, if you're unaware, their mission, and they keep reiterating the same mission, but their mission is an ultra-fast decentralized blockchain network based on their next-gen consensus algorithm. And an upside as well is obviously with their consensus algorithm, their throughput's insane. Their throughput is absolutely insane. And their team is growing consistently. I'm actually really intrigued to see what this does. I genuinely look at it and go, 10 cents should be really achievable. Given the momentum that they've gained over the past couple of years, why can't it hit 10 cents? The issue that they have, or the issue that there is present, is that, you know, it peaked out at 8 cents twice in 2021 when we were in that sort of full-blown bull cycle. So 8 cents is going to be a real challenge to get above. But if it can get above 8 cents and hit 10 cents, then it's starting potentially a long-term uptrend. And I think 10 cents should fundamentally be the target because everything here screams quality. The only real significant issue is obviously there's, you know, it couldn't break above 8 cents twice. So there's clear, you know, technically we are in that downtrend. But if it does break above 10 cents, you know, there is a shot for a new all-time high. So the previous all-time high was 13 cents. Now that's a big ass to crack, but if it does crack that, again, there's not a lot to do to get from 10 cents to 13 cents. Yes, it's a 30% swing, but in a bull cycle that can happen in, you know, about 2 hours. It can happen in, I mean, we've seen it happen in bloody 5 minutes before. And then you're in price discovery mode, and then, you know, it could absolutely rocket up. Because even at 10 cents, it would have a market cap of like basically 1.9 billion. That's not that bad. That's not huge for something that is already absolutely killing it in terms of growth. Also, with the 10,000, with potentially the scalability up to 100,000 transactions per second, there's lots of different areas that can benefit from joining Iost, whether it's NFTs, well, DeFi in particular, gaming in particular could do phenomenally well. Like, game developers could easily end up flocking to Iost because if you can get that throughput going, there's no lag time for any games that want to develop on Iost. So I'd be really interested to see if we see that a real surge in gaming, because obviously the gaming is not there right now. But that could be a real growth sector that for Iost, and as a result that could cause a lot of growth for price appreciation. But again, it depends on what their team want to do. They might not ever want to focus on gaming. Their focus right now is on a decentralized economy. That's not gaming. But if I saw a huge focus on GameFi for Iost, I would be thinking that this can actually break new all-time highs in the next bull cycle. I really would. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you like Iost? Do you think that throughput is something that's going to draw in lots of projects? What about the team as well? Because the team can like impress me massively. So I'm really interested to see how this kicks on, and I'm really interested to hear what you guys have to say. So let me know in the comments down below. And if you're a returning viewer, hit the subscribe button. It helps the channel immensely. These videos will make you money and save you money when I'm talking about crap coins. And karma's a real thing, guys. If you do something nice, your karma points go up. So click the subscribe button. And before I get into the news, if you guys want to see the coins I own, go to copymycrypto.com. It's where I share my portfolio. It's where I give the members real-time updates anytime I buy or sell any coin. Videos released every day talking about the markets. We've had pinpoint accuracy for months and months and months now, calling the exact moves of Bitcoin so often it's ridiculous. The tutorials we've got are perfect for beginners. If you're a beginner into crypto, you don't know how to get started, these are perfect for you and will guide you on your at the beginning of your crypto journey. And then guys, look, no one in 2020 was calling Phantom as a big gainer. No one was saying 100x. It wasn't fluke, it was perfect prediction. Arguably I underpredicted it because it went up 677 times. So only $2,000 in to net over $1 million. In fact, $2,000 would have netted you 1.3 mil. I will find another Phantom and I won't make a course next time. I will simply go onto my site and tell the members about the coin, the gains it can have, and the percentage of my money I'm putting in. And if people want to copy, they can. If that interests you, if you want to take the work out of your crypto investing and while finding the next big gainer, go read the site now. And remember that every single thing you read, you can verify yourself on this channel's history. And the last thing, guys. So this is an article by Bloomberg talking about Coinbase. Forget Coinbase, Bank may win the US crypto custody race. And yeah, they may well do. Crypto's obviously been taking a beating lately in terms of regulators. The SEC have acted like absolute plebs for the best part of, I don't know, a couple of years now, and pretty much consistent. They've done a ton of enforcement actions. And it does feel like, everything that the SEC are doing are to protect traditional finance, to protect your Wall Street guys, to protect the banks, rather than to help push innovation. And with the sort of FTX collapse that we saw, the industry has been taking some, having some hard lessons. And the SEC is now asking of any US firm looking to custody crypto, as Gary Gensler seeks to close the gap between crypto and Wall Street. He said that it's going to require registration to custody crypto, and to be fair, Jesse Powell made the joke. Jesse Powell is Kraken's CEO off the top of my head, and he was taking the mick out of Gensler, who said, step 1, require registration to custody crypto. Step 2, don't let anyone register. Which is how it feels. Gary Gensler's really consistently attacked crypto in a way that doesn't breed anything but contempt. Coinbase, Gemini have apparently met the requirements for crypto custody. Coinbase reported a $557 million quarterly loss after the bell closed yesterday. Custody is set to be a big breadwinner as trading fees diminish, and that's the reality. Is holding it and charging a rate for holding it effectively could be a huge financial boost for any bank, any company, and that's what all these old school banks are going to end up looking to do, because trading fees, right? When it's a bear cycle, these companies aren't earning trading fees, but when it's a bull cycle, obviously they earn tons of trading fees. But to bridge that gap between a bear cycle and a bull cycle, what's the perfect thing? Crypto custody. And yeah, look, this is the reality. Like, if this ends up being the case, that they really allow traditional finance to be the ones that lead the way, what does it do? It screws over the exchanges. As a result, it screws over retail. But what does it do? It protects institutions. It protects massive wealth. But it doesn't protect you as a person. Because the SEC is not about protecting an individual. The SEC is about protecting banks The SEC is about protecting the wealthy and screwing and fucking everyone else over. And that is how I want to end this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Take it easy. Bye.